The first thing Commander Elias Wren noticed was a silence. Not the peaceful quiet of deep space, but the unnatural absence of everything. No electromagnetic chatter, no stellar radiation spikes, no background hum from the cosmic web. The stars outside the viewport of the Aegis Dawn looked frozen, as if the universe itself had paused to watch what he was about to do. "Commander," his first officer whispered, "the prisoner is awake." Elias turned from the window and walked toward the containment chamber. Inside stood a woman. At least, she appeared human at first glance. Pale silver markings traced the skin like veins of starlight, faintly glowing beneath the cold white lamps. Around her neck sat a black metal collar, thick and seamless, etched with alien runes that pulsed in a slow, oppressive rhythm. The Dominion called it a slave collar. The collar suppressed neural activity, dampened energy output, and enforced obedience through pain. The Dominion had conquered half the Orion arm with them. Entire species reduced to tools, their wills crushed by technology no one fully understood. Elias clenched his fists. "What's a designation?" he asked. "Subject NYX-47, the officer replied. "Captured during the fall of the Ashara star realm. Dominion intelligence claims she's dangerous." NYX lifted her head then. Her eyes were not human. They were vast, luminous, like galaxies folded into irises. "Dangerous," she said softly, her voice calm despite the collar. "That is one word for it." Elias met her gaze. He had seen fear, hatred, desperation in prisoners before. But NYX showed none of those things. There was only patience. And something else, something ancient. "Why were you really colored?" Elias asked. NYX smiled faintly. "Because the universe remembers me." The beginning of the truth. The Ashara star realm had vanished 3 cycles ago. One moment, a civilization of billions. The next, a dead region of space where stars burned dimmer, as if afraid. Dominion records claimed a reactor catastrophe. Elias had never believed that lie. "You're not Esheran," he said. "Your biology doesn't match." "No," NYX replied. "I am older." The collar pulsed brighter, and NYX flinched, not in pain, but in restraint, like something vast pressing against a cage too small. Elias turned to the control panel. "Who ordered this device installed?" "The High Dominion Council," the officer said, "against the advice of their scientists." "Of course it was," Elias muttered. The Dominion feared what they couldn't control. And they controlled everything, except, apparently, NYX. "Commander," the ship's AI interrupted. "Dominion fleet signatures detected. Estimated arrival, 9 minutes." Elias swore. They had intercepted a prison transport, hoping to extract information. He hadn't expected the prize to be this unsettling. NYX stepped closer to the energy barrier. "If they reclaim me," she said, "your species will kneel within a generation." Elias studied her. "And if I don't let them?" "Then," NYX said quietly, "the stars will remember how to sing." The choice, removing the slave collar, was illegal under every interstellar treaty. The device was keyed to the wearer's nervous system. An authorized removal usually killed the subject or triggered a localized singularity. Elias knew the risks. "Commander," his officer warned, "this could destroy the ship." Elias nodded. "Or save a galaxy." He turned to NYX. "What are you?" She hesitated for the first time. "I'm a custodian." "Of what?" "Balance." Before Elias could ask more, the ship shuddered. Dominion warships dropped out of hyperspace, their hulls black and angular, blotting out the distant stars. "Hail incoming," the AI announced. A hologram flickered to life, a Dominion Inquisitor, eyes cold and mechanical. "Commander Wren," the Inquisitor said, "return our property. Immediately." "She's not property," Elias replied. The Inquisitor smiled thinly. Everything is property. You have 30 seconds. Elias cut the transmission. He stepped up to the containment field. If I do this, he said to NYX, there's no going back. NYX lowered her head, exposing the collar. There never was. Elias entered the override code. Alarm screamed as the field dropped. The collar resisted, its runes blazing red. Commander, the officer shouted. Energy levels are spiking. Elias placed both hands on the collar and pulled. For a heartbeat, nothing happened. Then the universe inhaled. The unleashing. The collar shattered, not exploded, but unraveled, as if reality itself rejected its existence. Black fragments dissolved into light and vanished. NYX gasped. The ship's gravity failed. Console sparked. Outside, the Dominion fleet froze mid-maneuver, their weapons silent. NYX rose slowly into the air, her markings igniting like constellations. Her eyes became pure starlight. I am awake, she said, and her voice echoed not through sound, but through space itself. Elias felt it then, a pressure in his mind, vast but gentle, like standing at the edge of an ocean made of thought. NYX extended her hands. The stars went dark, not extinguished, quieted. Radiation ceased. Cosmic winds halted. Even hyperspace lanes flickered into stillness. Across the Dominion fleet, systems failed simultaneously. Shields collapsed. Weapons powered down. Crews screamed as their implants overloaded with silence. The Inquisitor's ship tried to flee. NYX closed her hand. The vessel folded in on itself, compressed into a sphere of light no larger than a tear, then vanished. Elias stayed, breathless. You could have done this the whole time. No, NYX said, descending back to the deck. Her glow dimmed, becoming almost human again. The collar suppressed more than power. It suppressed memory, identity, purpose. She looked at Elias. You reminded me. The middle of consequences. News traveled fast, even without hyperspace. Entire sectors felt the silence, a moment when the universe itself paused. Panic spread. Religions were born in hours. On the Aegis dawn, NYX sat in the observation chamber, gazing at the slowly reawakening stars. You could destroy the Dominion, Elias said. Yes. Will you? NYX shook her head. Destruction breeds imbalance. The Dominion is a symptom, not the disease. Then what is? NYX turned to him. Fear. Your species fears chaos. The Dominion exploits that fear, promising order. Elias sighed. So what do you plan to do? NYX smiled. A real one this time. Teach the universe to remember choice. Over the next days, NYX showed Elias things no human had seen. Ancient star forges, living nebulae, civilizations that communicated through gravity waves. She did not command reality. She listened to it, nudging, harmonizing. You're not a god, Elias said once. No, NYX agreed. Gods demand worship. Custodians serve. But the Dominion would not accept service. Their remaining fleets regrouped, deploying weapons powered by collapsing stars, desperate, brutal measures. They'll burn entire systems to stop you, Elias said. NYX's eyes hardened. Then I will answer. The war without sound. The final confrontation did not look like a battle. NYX stood at the heart of a dead star system, Elias watching from a bridge as Dominion fleets surrounded them. Weapons charged, space-time trembling under the strain. NYX raised her hands. Instead of destruction, she spoke, not in words, but in equations older than physics, in harmonics that resonated with dark matter and light alike. Dominion weapons powered down, not forced, but convinced. AI cores rewrote themselves. Slave collars across the galaxy unlocked and fell away. Billions felt it at once, the sudden, terrifying freedom of choice. The Dominion Command network collapsed under the weight of it. Their leaders begged, threatened, prayed. NYX did not answer. She simply restored the stars. The ending of a beginning. Weeks later, the galaxy was different. Empires fractured. Former slaves built their own futures. The Dominion became a cautionary tale whispered among the stars. NYX stood once more on the Aegis Dawn, her presence now calm, contained. What happens to you? Elias asked. NYX looked out at the universe. Custodians do not rule. We move on. She turned to him. But you, Elias Wren, you chose compassion over control. That matters. Elias smiled faintly. Will we see you again? NYX placed a hand over his heart. Warmth spread through him, not power, but understanding. When the universe grows too loud, she said, listen for the silence. And then she was gone. The stars outside shimmered, alive, vibrant, free. Elias stood alone on the bridge, knowing one truth with absolute certainty. He had not freed a slave. He had reminded the universe who it was. And the stars would never forget. Rocket sparkles.